Robert J. Conley here. Headlines today: U.S. job openings hit record levels. What's the temptation there? The temptation is to just start plowing through the jobs. If you don't like your job or you don't have a job, is to just start plowing through the job openings and seeing what's out there. If you have a job and you see the same job that's potentially at a higher pay rate, is to jump on that. And what I want to suggest to you is that this is a golden opportunity to make prudent changes in your work life. So first of all, never rule out the possibility that the best opportunity is still at your current employers. And if you like the culture of your current employer, I would suggest to you that you make that opportunity number one. And how do you make that new opportunity? Well, think strategically. Try to think how your bosses think. Engage your bosses. Be collaborative and tell them, hey, and this always existed, but some employers are now a little more up against it, having to make decisions, work in ways they haven't necessarily wanted to in the past. And so there's an opportunity for collaboration here, for designing your perfect job, or redesigning your job, or seeing opportunities in the company that maybe were done by two people that you can see easily could be done by one person if it were this way. So with all these job opportunities, you also need to remember that employers are looking to be more efficient and quite possibly facing the reality of having to get more done with fewer people over a longer term. And so roll up your sleeves, be creative, use what you see in your current situation and go after it. Now, if you're in a situation where you don't like your current employer, and obviously the answer is outside, I also urge you though to take the breath to allow yourself to evaluate. And remember, I've talked about these in other videos, the foundational four. I might say it too much, but it's so fundamental to job satisfaction. Does your job align with your temperament, your natural abilities, your values, and your interests? And don't proceed into the job market. Don't look at other jobs until you have taken a deep dive in those four issues, because you're likely going to do what people do in the dating world. They break up with someone and then they go and date someone who's just about exactly like the previous person. And so if you really want to have powerful, effective change, not just some sort of mercenary change for the sake of a few extra bucks every 2 weeks in your paycheck, but you really want to have profound change, think strategically. Start with the foundational four. I'm here to help you engage in understanding your natural abilities and your temperament. You need to take the time to write down and be totally aware and own your values and your interests. And the reason for values and interests, and this is self-evident and people know it, but you forget it when you're like just looking for, possibly looking for a new job, or you feel like, well, I've got to get a new job. I'm up against it, whatever. But it is your values and your interests, especially your interests, that are the jet fuel that will propel you, that will cause you to go out of the way to do more in your job. I had an occasion over the weekend to overhear two golf pros talking, and it was pretty hilarious because I'm a terrible golfer. But it was so interesting to hear the depth to which they were analyzing shots they had taken over the round they had just played. And it was mind-boggling. But their love of the game and the fact that they have dived deeply into their chosen profession and can break it down is a sign that it's the right place for them. Well, that too for yourself. What are the areas in which you're so innately curious? What are the areas that truly interest you, that propel you, that you'll go above and beyond? And your values are those things for which you're willing to suffer. I value the work I'm doing even if no one else does. That's a form of suffering. Um, I have to travel for the sake of my work. Whatever that form of suffering is, what are those things for which you will suffer? And to be in touch with those. So as we see the headlines and we see, our job market, there are a lot of people that haven't changed jobs over the last year and a half. And so our job market is going to be very dynamic over the next, who knows, year, 2 years, rest of our lives. We don't know. But the reality is that we have an opportunity right now. You have an opportunity right now to really look hard at those foundational four and to move forward and take advantage of opportunities based on that, not based just on this is going to be a little bit extra pay. Because in the long run, if you'll start with the foundation, you will always make plenty of money. And I promise you that that is true. I'm Robert J. Conley. Have fun every day and go forward and pursue that which is you.